Hi everybody, welcome back. I hope this video finds you all well. Thank you so much for choosing to stop by and hang out with me today. If you are new here, hi there, my name is JoJo. We are a family of 5 here and we are working towards financial freedom. If that's something you're interested in following along with, learning some things with us along the way, then please consider subscribing. Today's video, I'm going to be doing my week 3 check-in for paycheck number 2 for the month of January. I'm going to go ahead and just hop right to it. I'll get you guys switched over to my variable expenses weekly check-in sheet and my transaction log. Okay everybody, so here we are at my weekly check-in sheet for variable expenses. My husband and I get paid every other week, so each paycheck covers 2 weeks of variable expenses, and this is just how I keep track of those week to week before we close out the budget. We're going to be looking at transactions from the 14th until the 20th, and this is for week number 3. We're going to start here with groceries, and this transaction log I fill out twice a week, and I do running numbers of what's remaining from each category that I budget. And I always like to start off with an example for you guys. So first I'm going to come down and find the last grocery purchase that we had made, and that was at Costco. I had bought $102.32 worth of groceries, and I had $188.26 remaining from the $400 that I budget. So since this is week 3, the first weekly check-in for this paycheck, when I subtract that remaining amount, it tells me that I spent $211 and 74 cents on groceries for the week. And I love having this remaining because it just keeps me mindful of how much money I have left within that category. So can maybe just kind of put something off if we're running a little short, things like that. I've gone ahead and pre-calculated everything else. So we're just going to move down here to eating out entertainment. And we did this a lot, you guys. Last week, I was struggle bussing. Like my husband and I have a grocery and menu video to show you guys how we communicate, because we both cook, we'll both do grocery shopping, and so we communicate using apps on our phone that we can both access at our convenience. It's not a piece of paper that's in a planner that my husband is not ever going to access or something like that, because we do both work, so we share like household responsibilities equally as well. But I had dropped the ball on buying some things, and like the days had just gotten away from me, so we ended up getting a lot of takeout for quite a few of the days. So we ate through that budget, literally quite a bit. And then we also had a family fun night and had rented a movie. It was The Croods 2. I think it's called A New Age, but it's really cute, you guys. We like to have a family movie night, just out in the living room on the couch, eating some popcorn, just chilling together as a family. But we had rented that from Amazon Prime, and it was $20. So that was our eating out and entertainment. Everything else is pretty standard. Household and pets, we've also been spending quite a bit on that. Just with our various pets, they one of them needed new medicine. The other pets needed more food. The dogs also needed some more food. We're buying some more expensive food for my older dog, who's dealing with some stomach problems. But everything else was pretty standard. So my husband and I spent pretty close to the same amount. I had spent $26.78. We budget $80 for each of us as our spending money. So I had $53.22. I think mine was some tweezers, and then also we'd had a friend over and had gotten some wine and things like that. So that's what had made up my purchases. And then my oldest, he had not spent anything, so he still has $20. My daughter, she had bought some stuff for her Kindle, like some little app things. So that was $8.98. She has $11.02 left. My youngest had not spent anything. He still has his full 20. We do not have any unbudgeted. We are doing great there. And overall, this week we had spent $530.92. Moving into week 4, we still have $464.08. So now I just know that I got to be really tight on eating out entertainment and household and pets. But we're doing pretty well with all the other categories. But that's going to take care of our variable expenses for this week. Those are all of the yellow boxes. Now we'll move into my paycheck budget sheet and finish going through the rest of the colors. All right, here we are back at my paycheck budget sheet. Everything that you guys see me use on my channel, all the sheets, they are available on my Etsy shop. It's linked in the description box below. We are paycheck by paycheck, zero-based budgeters on a debt-free journey currently. So if that's a situation you're also in or interested in, a system you're interested in trying out, go ahead and check those sheets out, see if you like the looks of them and if they would work well for you in your budget. I will say I am working in a smaller planner, so these are cut in half from an 8.5 by 11, but the sheets on my shop are in an 8.5 by 11 format, just as an FYI. Okay, but moving into working through the rest of our transactions, I'm going to start here with, I'm just going to start at the top here. So our dependent care flexible spending account money had been deposited, and that came in as extra. We actually had quite a few extras, so I'm going to save the extras for last and just add that together at the bottom. But income 1, it had come in under what I had expected. I'm not entirely sure. We'll need to kind of look more at the actual pay stub to see what deductions had happened, because things had kind of shifted with flexible spending account and 401k and medical flexible spending account contributions. So I'm assuming that's where it came from, because the hours were still the same, but it came in at $2,852.21. Income 2, it had also come in under budget, but this was kind of to be expected because this included around the holiday. The 2 weeks for that paycheck was around New Year's, so we were expecting that, and that was for $902.41. Income 3, it had actually come in more than expected by $12. And then our rollover, we had ended up doing, if you watch last week's video where I closed out paycheck number 1 and kind of some things I had done with extra income for that paycheck, I just ended up rolling over exactly the $22.06. Then we'll check off income 2. We're going to check off income 3. So we had the dependent care flexible spending account that we pulled, and I always just let that build, and just it's a kind of nice surprise at the end of the year as feeling like extra money. And then I'd had a I don't know what they call it, but you know, like when you get contacts, a rebate. That's what it was. When I went to the eye doctor, there was a rebate that came in for $25. Etsy, I had received $4.94. So thank you to all of you who have checked out the shop and had made purchases. I greatly appreciate it. And any of the extra money we just throw at debt. So that was for $4.94, and just keeping a running number of how much the total extra money was, I'm going to put that $1,676.71 all together. And this is our week 3 check-in, so I'm not going to add any of this together yet, because if we're just going to leave the door open to the universe, if any other extra money comes in, I'll account for that next week. Now what we'll do is move over here to the bills section, and those are the pink boxes on my sheets. Just get you guys lined up here. Our first, let me finish checking off these green boxes. Our first pink box is the savings contribution, and that was $300. Next is this check. Just to kind of get a little bit personal here, I try to keep things just strictly about the finances and share little things about my family, but every family's unique. But in the stimulus check that we had received, when I was looking back at it, I was trying to calculate like why it came to the number that it was. So we are a family of 5, and our stimulus check was like $3,500 and something. And they adjust based on if you're over a certain income amount as well for that tax year. So we'd had a little bit of deduction, so it wasn't an even $600 per person. But we had actually been a family of 6 at that time. So we had been fostering in 2019, and we actually, one of the kids we were fostering had since grown and moved out of our home. And then we'd adopted my oldest, who I lovingly call Stretch. We adopted him last year. Yes, amidst all the COVIDness, we went through the adoption process. It was pretty crazy. But anyways, I was looking, I'm like, wait a second, like, she's no longer living with us. I want to make sure that she's, like, that's not our money, that's her money. So I sent her a $600 check. She actually lives in another state now. It's really hard, when kids kind of grow and move out. It's really hard. But anyway, so that is that. And I'm just going to write this 120, and this was just a check. And it was for $600. Next is our water bill, and that came in at $21.31. Let's see. And then our sewer, that has been consistently the $46.56. So a couple of utilities had come out. That takes care of all of our pink boxes for this week. We're not going to do anything with our variable expenses. I do, however, want to address this extra money. So what I'm going to do with this $1,676.71 minus this $600, I'm going to put $500 of it into our IRA account. Part of my new plan for this year, as far as our financial freedom journey, is looking more at our net worth number, which includes your assets and your liabilities. And I'll link my most recent net worth and debt assessment video. I just did it at the beginning of this month. But I was really surprised at how much our investments have grown without us being intentional with them. And I feel like we could achieve our goals faster or maybe more efficiently if I had kind of focused on where our money is better placed. Are we getting more gains by investing at this time, or are we saving more money on interest by paying off certain debts? So that's kind of where we're at right now. And that's just something I think that'll work well for us. But of course, you always have to figure out what works best for you in your situation. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to put $500 into the IRA. The rest of the money is going to go towards our HELOC, which we are doing a velocity banking strategy, so our debt focus is our HELOC. I'm going to wait to total that up until next week, because again, as I said, depending on how much extra money we do have, I'm kind of splitting it between investing and extra debt payments. Okay, So all of the coins have been allocated. Now we'll move over here to this sinking funds table, and those are the blue boxes on my sheets. We did have a couple that had come out. We had our Amazon Prime membership was $119, and then we had purchased a new router, so that was for $145.06 under home maintenance. Oh, and you know what? Oh, my new plan for this, I forgot. Jeez, it's so good that I come on here and share this with you guys, because I forget that I decide to change things kind of. So what I'm actually wanting to do, because I said we are doing a velocity banking strategy. I'm not going to go too much into it in this video. It's kind of just too much to cover within the time I want to film this video. But it's an interest saving strategy, and our loan is not through the federal government, it's through a private lender because I refinanced it. So some of the kind of perks that you get currently with a federal student loan don't really apply to the student loan that I have. So I'm thinking of just paying it off completely and having all of that money within my HELOC and saving interest that way. And I can't tell you guys, I've paid off one student loan, and that was through the federal student loans. And removing that app from my phone and not having to access them every month at least, it was such a good feeling. So what I'm doing is kind of building a student loan sinking fund to, once I have that money built up, just pay that student loan off and be done with it. So that is, let me see, it's gonna say student loan sinking fund. Okay, this is like not looking cute at all, but it's functional. Okay, so unfortunately I had lost some footage of me just filling out this sinking funds table, but that was just plugging in the Amazon Prime that we'd used from sinking funds, the home maintenance, and then our contribution of the $576.71 to this new student loan sinking fund. There's nothing to address on this bottom table down here, this debt table. So that is really going to wrap up this weekly check-in for today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. This is kind of a glimpse at what changes we're going to be making for this year on our financial freedom journey, focusing on that net worth number and being done with the second student loan lender, really hopefully optimizing this velocity banking strategy. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you're having a fantastic start to your year, and I will see you tomorrow when I do my paycheck budget forecast for paycheck number 3 for the month of January.